This video is a cut down of over an hour's worth of footage that was done during a live Twitch stream last week. If you'd like to see the entire unedited footage, that will be up on my YouTube channel shortly. But I thought that a change of pace would be rather nice for this one, and it features a reading by me, or vocals and instruments by myself. Bird calls are from xenocanto.com. Of Tom Heron's epic poem, Sometimes a Wild God, set to music. It's something that I've been playing around with in my head for a while and have wanted to do, and I had an enormous amount of fun. I hope you enjoy. Sometimes a Wild God by Tom Heron's. Sometimes a wild god comes to the table. He is awkward and does not know the ways of porcelain, of fork, and mustard and silver. His voice makes vinegar from wine. When the wild god arrives at the door, you will probably fear him. He reminds you of something dark that you might have dreamt, or a secret you do not wish to be shared. He will not ring the doorbell. Instead, he scrapes his fingers, leaving blood in the paintwork. Though primroses grow in circles around his feet, you do not want to let him in. You're very busy. It is late or early, and besides, you cannot look at him straight because he makes you want to cry. Your dog barks. The wild god smiles. He holds out his hands. The dog licks his wounds and leads him inside. The wild god stands in your kitchen. Ivy is taking over your sideboard. Mistletoe's moved into the lampshades, and wrens have begun to sing an old song in the mouth of your kettle. I haven't much, you say, and give him the worst of your food. He sits at the table bleeding. He coughs up foxes. There are otters in his eyes. When your wife calls down, you close the door and tell her it's fine. You will not let her see the strange guest at your table. The wild god asks for whiskey, and you pour a glass for him, then a glass for yourself. 3 snakes are beginning to nest in your voice box. You cough. Oh, limitless space, eternal mystery. Oh, endless cycles of death and birth. Oh, miracle of life. Oh, the wondrous dance of it all. You cough again, expectorate the snakes and water down the whiskey, wondering how you got so old and where your passion went. The wild god reaches into a bag made of moles and nightingale skin. He pulls out a 2-reeded pipe, raises an eyebrow, and all the birds begin to sing. The fox leaps into your eyes, otters rush from the darkness, the snakes pour through your body, your dog howls, and upstairs your wife both exults and weeps at once. God dances with your dog, you dance with the sparrows. A white stag pulls up a stool and bellows hymns to enchantments. A pelican leaps from chair to chair. In the distance, warriors pour from their tombs. Ancient gold grows like grass in the fields. Everyone dreams the words to long-forgotten songs. And the hills echo and the grey stones ring with laughter and madness and pain. In the middle of the dance, the house takes off from the ground. Clouds climb through the windows. Lightning pounds its fists on the table and the moon leans in. The wild god points to your side. You're bleeding heavily. You've been bleeding for a long time. Possibly since you were born. There is a bear in the wound. Why did you leave me to die? Asks the wild god, and you say, I was busy surviving. The shops were all closed. I don't know how. I'm sorry. Listen to them, the fox in your neck and the snakes in your arms and the wren, the sparrow and the deer, the great unnameable beasts in your liver and your kidneys and your heart. There's a symphony of howling, a cacophony of dissent. The wild god lifts his head and you wake up on the floor holding a knife, a bottle and a handful of black fur. Your dog is asleep on the table. Your wife is stirring far above. Your cheeks are wet with tears. Your mouth aches from laughter or shouting. A black bear is sitting by the fire. Sometimes a wild god comes to the table. He is awkward and does not know the ways of porcelain, of fork, of mustard and silver. His voice makes vinegar from wine and brings the dead to life.